Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merch Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page, and in today's video we'll be talking about what banks you use for your ATM business in 2021. Always remember, here at PDQ Merch Enterprises and ATM Mastermind group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Don't forget to join the ATM Mastermind group page. It's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself who want to learn a little bit more about the ATM business and be in a like-minded community of other ATM business owners. Don't forget, we have the ATM A to Z book right here. I took over 20 years of experience. I put it all in this little sleek book. This will help you on your ATM journey. And look, I got my little picture on the back. So just in case you don't get enough of me, I got the front and the back. Don't forget, we have the ATM A to Z course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the business. We have all kinds of great agreements in the document vault. We have vault cash agreements, location agreements, service agreements, and if you guys are going to do mobile, we also have mobile agreements in there. Plus there's 70 videos that you guys can take your own pace and learn how to become very successful in the ATM business. And here we go, what banks to use in the ATM business in 2021. All right, point number one, be prepared. So when you go into the bank, you guys are new to the game, you want to go into the bank, you want to have your corporation papers with you. You have your driver's license. If you have a business license in the state, most states are requiring you have a business license, some do not, but if you do, bring that along with you. You're going to have to prove to the bank you're a legitimate business owner, which you guys are, but you have all the necessary documentation to get a business account. Now, getting a business account, it's not going to be an easy thing in the ATM business. It's going to be tough. It's one of those things that's going to separate, so to speak, the men from the boys. I know there's a lot of ladies out there, but it's going to separate the people who want to get in the business and who don't. You know, I remember when I was in college, I looked around, the professor said, hey, look to your left. This is the first day of class. He said, look to your left, and I looked to your right. One of you guys won't be there. Unfortunately, the whole class was looking at me, but I made it out. But it's one of those things in the ATM business that is going to be hard. So have your documentation, bring your paperwork, and be prepared, you know what, for some rejection, because it's going to happen. Number two, ask to speak to a personal banker. Now, why are you going to do this? Because if you call on the phone, most of the time they're going to tell you no. Go to speak to a personal banker, tell them you're in the ATM business, you want to open a business checking account, and you're going to let them know that you're not a money service business. They will tell you, some of the people, they're not experienced in this situation. They're going to say, oh, you're a money service business, we need a special license for that. You're not in the money service business. So you just got to have a little pushback. And I would actually go on to Google what a money service provider is or money service business, bring that documentation, educate. Sometimes you have to educate that personal banker that you're not a money service business, and they'll have to take it upstairs and they will realize, oh, you're not. So just come prepared and be ready to talk to a personal banker. Number three, what banks am I going to use? Always stay away from the big banks. You know, some of those examples, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, US Bank, those are usually harder banks to get. It can be done. You can get a business bank account from those institutions, but it's very hard. Most say no. Sometimes it's on a national level, sometimes on an individual level, of what those banks are willing to do. But most of the time, our students included, a lot of people, they get that bank account set up with those banks, and then what happens is those banks shut them down. Those banks aren't really comfortable with being in the ATM business. They don't want their customers in the ATM business. So tremendous banks, those are great banks. They're very friendly in all the other arenas except for ours. Unfortunately, that's just part of the game right now that they're playing. So if you got your mortgage there, you got your car loan there, tremendous bank, but as far as the ATM business is concerned, it's not the best bank for us. Point number four, we're going to set the business bank account. Now, we're going to set up business checking accounts. You're going to set up 3 business checking accounts. One for your vault cash, one for your surcharge, and one for your general business checking account. What does all that mean? Your vault cash is when somebody goes to your ATM and they put their card in and spits out $100. That's considered vault cash money. That's a separate account. It just goes from your ATM to the customer's hands, and then what'll happen is it'll put your money back into your account the next business day. So we circle that money. If you start out with $5,000 or $2,000 or $1,000, that money is going to continually circle back into your business vault cash account. And your second account is a surcharge account. Now, a lot of people say, Phil, do I really need that second account for surcharge? Can I mix the surcharge and the vault cash? And the answer to that is no, don't do that. Because then you're going to be taking money out to put in your checking account. You want to keep that separate so it's 100% transparent. You could tell the bank, look, I got my ATM is $10,000, $5,000. That's my total portfolio. Is that amount of money? That way you're not shifting money in and out. You're only taking it out to put in the ATM, and it goes right back in. The bank can see that transparency and makes it easier on the bank. Now, the second account is a surcharge account. Now, the reason I have that extra account is that surcharge account is so I can reconcile my checking account. Because if I'm getting little deposits every day, it becomes cumbersome. I gotta reconcile those little deposits. I don't do that. I don't reconcile my surcharge account. All we reconcile is the general checking and the vault cash. And I look at it every day to make sure those deposits match what they're supposed to, but I don't reconcile the surcharge account. But I do reconcile my general checking account, which all you're gonna do is you're gonna shift that money once a week or twice a week into your general checking account, record that deposit, and away you go. You can reconcile your general checking account. And that is the third checking account, is the general checking account. That's the checking account that you're gonna write for your cell phone bill, your insurance, any and all expenses that you have. Maybe you buy an ATM, maybe you buy parts. You're gonna write that all out of your general checking account. And a lot of people, they get a credit card, they put gas on there, and you're gonna pay your credit card off with your general checking account. And point number 5 is establishing a relationship with a bank and bringing them business. Phil, what does that mean? Here's what it means. If you have a mortgage, I would go to my bank that I have a mortgage with, and I would try to emphasize and use that relationship to get my business bank account set up. However, sometimes you have a mortgage with a big bank. And so now what? What do I do? That's not necessarily a relationship that's going to work. I would try it, but keep in mind they could end up shutting your ATM business down anyways, your bank account, and that's going to be frustrating. So I would stay away. But if you're going to do anything with a car loan or whatever you're going to borrow money, you know what? Go to the bank that has your ATM business. You're giving them money, you're keeping your business in there, and it makes it awful tough for those auditors. What will happen is the auditors come in once a year, they'll audit the bank and say, hey, what's going on with this guy right here? He's taking out a lot of cash. Who is he? What's he about? And now the bank has to answer it. That's their ATM guy. He's told us about what their business is. They showed us documentation for their business. And so we're very comfortable. Plus, he's got his car loan here, he's got his house loan here, he's got a motorcycle. You know what? We have loans with this person, and we find them to be the utmost integrity of business owners. And you know what? We're making a lot of money on them. So we're okay with that. That gives you leverage in staying in the bank. So build that relationship over and over. Anytime you need to borrow money, go to that bank and tell them, hey, I want to borrow money. And you know what? You might have to pay maybe a half a point or a point different if you're getting a mortgage or refinance your house or something like that. You might have to pay a little bit more, but this is going to keep you in the game with that bank for the ATM business. So hope those tips are helpful. Don't forget, we have the ATM A to Z course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. Don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel down below. Click on any of the links that we talked about, the book, the course, and the group page. It's free. And you know what? I want to thank you guys for making us number one in this space. And I hope all these tips are helpful. And I'll see you over at the ATM Mastermind group page. Thank you very much.